What's up, guys? So it's Wero. This is a real quick little pop-up interview that we got that we're doing with Shinigami and his opponent. And we're going to just bring him right back out right here, right now. Bang, bang. So, first of all, real quick, can everybody hear me? Everybody good?
We're good.
Yeah.
Shinny? Okay. So, Anthony, I see you go by 2-Ton Tony. How do you pronounce your last name, bro?
It's pronounced Champa. It's Italian, so it's spelled an L. Yep, pronounced with an H.
I've been butchering that in my brain all day long.
I'll make it easy for you.
Yeah.
I've been butchering it all month long. My bad.
Yeah. So, before we get too deep into you guys' specific fight, I would like to ask a couple questions about Tony here. Do you go Tony or Anthony?
Dealer's choice.
All right. So, we're going to go Tony. So, Tony, how long have you been training and fighting MMA?
I started training MMA specifically 2009.
How long have you been competing?
I took my first actual fight in 2015, but I've done a couple of smokers here and there and a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Dope. Okay. When did you decide you wanted to start taking it seriously and shoot and just aim for belts? Like, when did it really get real?
Man, I always told my coach too, like the very first time, I never wanted to fight. Like I never wanted to fight, and then he had convinced me to take my first fight. I finished that fight in 1 minute and 10 seconds, and I told him I was good, and he said, "Nah, that wasn't long enough. We'll have to take another one." And then we took another one and another one and another one, and then I got to 4-0, and they were like, "Hey, you want to fight for a belt?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I've already started this far in. Let's go on and do it." So I went 8-0, and then I took 2 L's back to back, and here we are.
Okay, so I tried to look up some of your fights today and yesterday a little bit, but they're not easy to find.
Oh man, all you gotta do is go on YouTube and type in my name, Anthony Champa, and then put MMA after it, and they'll all pop up.
Really? I wonder if I would. You know what? I may have been spelling it wrong because I just glanced at it a couple minutes ago. I think I was spelling it wrong. Yeah. I'll definitely look up more. What gym do you train out of?
I just recently moved to Texas, so right now I'm training out of the UFC gym in Sugar Land, and then I got a couple of training sessions in at War Training in Tomball, and then when I'm in Florida, I train out of Indoor Martial Arts and Hanato Tavares Association. With most of my striking comes from Poly Gloves and World Class Boxing.
Okay, dope. We got a good question right here. Who's the biggest name you train with?
Oh, is that for me?
Yeah. We know who Shinigami trains with.
Oh, yeah. Recently out in Texas, I got a little bit of work with Alex Morano and Trevin Giles from the UFC. And then when I was training full-time in Florida, I was training down at, I got a lot of cross-training in at American Top Team Sunrise. Shout out to Roger Crawl down there, and then Coconut Creek. So, I've shared the mats plenty with a couple of big names. I've got some sparring in with Walt Harris and, Bigfoot Silva and stuff like that back in the day. But like I said, most recently in Texas, I've been training and getting a lot of work in. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So now let's get into this specific fight. How did this fight come about?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, and I was gonna say, had you heard of Streetbeefs before this fight?
Oh yeah, man. I'm an avid YouTube watcher. I've never posted anything. I'm not a big YouTube poster. I don't know how to do all the editing and cool stuff, but I've watched Streetbeefs, and I'm a big podcaster, so obviously I've watched The Fighter and the Kid where Shinny's popped up, and Pat McAfee and stuff like that. So like I said, big Shinigami fan. So when they were like, "Hey, do you want to fight?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's do this."
Yeah. So you knew who Shinigami was before. That's super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super dope. So, another question right here. How did you get the moniker 2-Ton? Where'd that come from?
Oh, man. So, like I said, my boxing coach is like deeply, deeply rooted in the history of boxing, right? So I come from his gym and with him, and there's a guy back in the day, back in the 50s, his name was 2-Ton Tony Galenti. So with me being Anthony Champa, he's like, you know, we're just gonna call you 2-Ton Tony. So it stuck. It became a persona and a moniker, and I got it tattooed on me. So you know, it is what it is. It's stuck now.
That. Yeah, I'll be getting my nicknames tattooed as well. So I totally feel that. Yeah. Okay, so I assume that after that right there, we can see a display of boxing, right? Is that your?
Man. I mean, I consider myself a mixed martial artist with emphasis on striking, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. It's all fun and games. You know what I mean? I love to stand. I love to bang. I ain't afraid of the ground either. You know, I'm a purple belt under Jonathan Jury and Alex Lafsa out of Hanato Tavares Martial Arts. So if Shinny wants to grapple, we can grapple too.
Okay. So we're going to throw some questions at Shinny now. Shinny, how did this fight come about for you?
I believe not the guy I've been dealing with the most out of there's two owners of the promotion, and I'm terrible with names. Not Daniel Donaldson, the other guy hit me up first, and so did Tony. And I told Tony I'd think about it, and that was around the time I was getting ready to fight the main event. So I wanted to wait until after that to see if I got hurt or anything before I said for sure yes, but I was really considering it. So then after that, as soon as I found out I wasn't going to be working the summer program at the school I got hired at, I took the fight.
Okay. And I know. So Tony, the Streetbeefs community knows Shinigami as well, very, very well. We're all in a bunch of group chats. We talk. A lot of us train together and stuff like that. So we've been following his weight cut for this for, a month and a half now, Shinny?
Yes, sir.
Tell us how that's been.
It's sucked, but it's also been not as bad as I thought. At the same time, it's kind of weird. The first 3 weeks, I was doing like a 16-hour or 14-hour intermittent fasting cycle, so I was eating like 2 meals, like 2 whole meals, and I'd eat after like 12:30. And then the last 3 weeks, I dropped it down to a 4-hour eating window with a 20-hour fasting cycle. So I've been eating 1 meal and a snack, a lot of cardio for my boxing coach, having me doing 20, 30 minutes on the treadmill. Plus everything else, 6 rounds of jump rope, 6 rounds of shadow boxing, 6 rounds of per class, plus jiu-jitsu in the mornings. Wednesday and Friday jiu-jitsu all day, plus runs in between. Real bland eating, dude. Let me tell you. When I cut it down to 4 hours, I cut the salt out pretty much completely. I seasoned my chicken with just like unsalted herb mixes and stuff. As someone who used to be a chef, that was brutal. I like food. What can I say? I like my food to taste good, and I like it well seasoned, and I haven't had it well seasoned. So, yeah. and that's the motivator.
Yeah, he's actually a really good chef. Like when he was talking about making food all the time, then we went to a fight event one time and stayed in the same Airbnb, and he cooked for us. It was pretty goddamn good, honestly. Yeah. So obviously you've studied Tony. You watched some of his fights. Yeah. You have an idea of what to expect. What do you think is what he's his area where he's most dangerous that you really got to pay attention to?
That right hand. I think that's been his biggest weapon in all of his fights. Now, I don't know if all the fights I watched were up to date, but I watched all of his Rise of a Warrior ones. I don't know when the last time he actually fought was, but it looked like the last video they uploaded was from 3 years ago. So I don't know. Something could have changed. I got to be adaptable.
Yeah. When was the last time you fought, Tony?
That last fight for Rise of a Warrior, where I fought Robert Brothers the second time, that was the last one. COVID hit, my son was born, we moved to Texas, so I took a break, but the right hand's always there, but there's other things there's other things that come with it.
Okay. Same question to you. I'm sure you already admittedly watched some of Shinny's fights. Is there anything that you're specifically worried about? What tool of his do you look at and go, I need to watch out for that?
I mean, obviously everybody knows the head kick, right? So we got to keep the hands up with the switch head kick, and he likes to do that sneaky little hip toss off the clinch. So
he's absolutely been watching you, bro. Yeah. That's a good question. Where can we watch? Is it live streamed or?
I don't think there's an actual live stream link. I know a lot of people go live on IG.
Yeah, you just have to go to Rise of a Warrior on Instagram and Facebook. At, I guess for the West Coast, it would be 2 p.m. Or
Okay.
or 2:30 something. I think I said the first fight's at 5:30 here, so it'd be 2:30 there.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So, preparation for this fight, Tony. You haven't fought in 3 years, and your first opponent coming back after 2 L's you just talked about is Shinigami. Now, we know Shinigami's coming off a win, but he also came off a few L's himself. So obviously he's been working on something, and he doesn't have, let's say, the ring rust that you might potentially have right now. Is that something you're worried about?
I do believe ring rust plays a factor in some people. Because I haven't fought, it doesn't mean I haven't been training. And when I train, most of my sparring is like a live fight. You know what I mean? Everything I do is, methodical. I come out, I have, visualizations, and, I am, and unfortunately, this is fighting at home for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is my backyard. You know what I mean? This is Tony's backyard. So it's great for me. You know what I mean? So the community that we have here and my team that I got here, I don't think I'm going to have any ring rust. My cardio is better than it was my last fight. You know what I mean? I didn't have to cut any weight. I weighed in with all my clothes on and my sneakers and just stepped up, and here we are, ready to rock.
Okay. Everybody's ready to roll. That's dope. Where, and I've asked Shenny this, so this is for Tony. Where are you going from here? What's your goal? You've won a belt. You lost a belt. Are you gunning back for the belt? You trying to go somewhere else? Another organization? Where you headed?
So I won a belt. I defended a belt and successfully defended a belt. Then I lost my belt. I just want to make that clear. I wasn't a one and doneer. I have a defense under my belt. You know what I'm saying? My thing is I want to get this belt back for my town. Obviously it left my town, and then now it's vacant again. So I'm gonna win it for the home team, and then my whole goal has always been to go pro. Obviously, you know what I mean. This will be my 12th amateur fight. And, I've always wanted one pro fight. You know what I mean? I'm same thing when I started my amateur career. I said, I only want one. I want my son to be able to say that his dad was a professional fighter. So if I have one professional fight, win, lose, or draw, that'd be good enough for me.
Okay. I like it. Shenny, does this mean that we're going to see you start ripping into the amateur circuit, win or lose here?
Maybe. This is my litmus test to decide if all this effort and all the stuff I have to do for sanctioned fights is worth doing it to go pro. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay in the amateur circuit. I think if I'm going to do non-pro fights after this, it'll probably just be my last couple of guys I want to run through in Streetbeefs. And then I'll potentially take that Fury FC offer I got last year.
When you got to come to Texas and train, let me know. That's where they're out of.
Yeah, I know, for sure. So, I feel like an anime protagonist since this whole Streetbeefs thing started, man. I fight people, and then they end up hooking me up with training and all kinds of stuff later. It's weird. But yeah, so that's my game plan. This is just to see if I really, at my age, want to go through all this effort all the time for a paycheck.
Tony, how old are you?
34.
34. Okay, you guys are about the same age, huh? Just a couple young men getting into it.
Difference is he started doing MMA, man. I started doing karate point sparring, and I didn't want to fight either when I started. I just wanted to learn how to defend myself.
Well, nobody wants to karate point spar, to be fair. So we love Shinny. We love Shinny, but we give him a lot of shit, just like he gives us shit. It is what it is. So
we're
Cody,
all a big family.
I sent you the link, homie. Click on it.
Hey, Wero, I gotta go, dude. I need to go get something to eat, man.
Do you think, bro? I will talk to you later, my friend. Enjoy.
All right, Jimmy. See you tomorrow, brother.
Late.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tony, let's get down to brass fucking tacks, homeboy. How hard are you gonna punch our friend in the face?
Man, harder than Nasty Native did, I promise you.
God damn! Woo! I love it. Speaking of which,
they don't call it 2-ton ain't just because I'm a fatty. It's because I hit hard.
Okay. Now we're getting into it. And speaking of Nasty Native, and the fact that you used his Street Beefs name is fucking awesome. Like, do you have a favorite Street Beefs fighter?
Nah, I mean, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I don't have favorite fighters, but I like Nasty Native because not only did he rock him, he was a gentleman enough not to keep hitting him.
Yeah. Nasty Native's a bad motherfucker. Let's just not mince words. He really is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I fanboy out. I have no qualms about admitting that. When it comes to some of those guys, I'm like, bro, sign my shirt. Like, fair play. I'll have him sign a shirt every fucking time I see him. The dude's amazing, right? Cody, what's up, man?
What's good, guys? You're just getting into training, man. Hanging out.
I noticed you two are friends on Facebook.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
It's only been recently. When I found out they were fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I know which one you are now. When you said Cody, like I said, man, so many people add and delete me off this shit. Yeah. I don't know them by their real names. I'm like, hey, that Nasty Native feller that freaking put his hands on him. That's I like the way he throws his hands. So that's where I got that from.
Do you two think that you will see each other here soon? Potentially, maybe.
Maybe on the MMA circuit. Like I said, I know Nasty was talking about going to Game Bread, but I've also dappled in the talks with bare knuckle promoter too. So like I said, if it comes down to it, it comes down to it, man. You know what I mean? I'm down to fight the best and, collect a check and by any means necessary.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I love it. Nasty Native, what about you, bro? I know you just had a fight in Texas, a Street Beefs fight, a little boxing match. I know you have some MMA fights in the works. When can we expect to see you in that cage again?
Man, so, dude, unfortunately, I just found out recently that a lot of guys take me as a threat, and I'm trying to get a fair matchup October 1st. I'm trying to get someone, I'm 0-1. I'm trying to get someone that's 1-0, 0-1, debut, something fair. And, like, dude, I'm only getting offered, like, monsters, like 7-0, 6-0, fucking.
Aren't you 1-1? Didn't you have a win in your debut and then you just lost a recent one?
Nah, brother. So I went on a four fight win streak in amateurs, and I turned pro and lost my pro debut.
Oh, that was your pro debut. I thought the other one was your pro debut, though, because you had a very, very fast knockout win.
Yeah, that 7-second one, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was your pro debut. Okay, got you. So you're 0-1. And they're just trying to feed you to up-and-coming guys right now?
Man, the deal is I'm signed with Iridium Sports, so they're trying to match me against the what do they call it? First round management. That's the other.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of our competition. So of course, like I'm getting tossed to all the main guys at their starting lineup basically, which I'm not avoiding them at the same time. It's just my manager is trying to smartly get me to the big league, and just like all these guys that are 6-5-0, they fought their way up. I'm trying to do the same thing. Then respectfully, I'm trying to make my marks in my division.
Yeah, that experience does count for something. Tony, you said you have 8 fights, it was?
I think total amateur fights, I've had 12.
12. Yeah, that's like that kind of number of fights, it does count for something. You know what I mean? Just even mentally and knowing what you have to do physically. It makes a huge difference,
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys, they don't care the numbers. There's a lot of guys, like I now have a manager, so he deeply cares the numbers. He don't want me to just take any fights. He's like, we're trying to get me a win, and, give me some money. And
the numbers don't matter. The numbers don't matter till you go pro. Once you go pro, no one cares what your amateur record is. So that's why I always tell guys, get as many amateur fights in as you can. Because once you go pro, you 0-0 again.
Man, and a lot of people in the MMA community look down upon me because of what I do in Street Beefs. And dude, that's why I do Street Beefs, man, to keep me fresh, keep my mind good. And hey, experience is experience. If I can get 100% hard sparring in every other month, I'm gonna do it, man.
Oh, for sure.
Also, the community. I gotta add, man. I used to fight on the amateur circuit too, and I know a lot of guys that used to as well, that are in Street Beefs, and we all agree that this community it's something you don't see on the amateur circuit. You know what I mean? Like, we all share that love of fighting, and we compete, we beat each other up, but it's definitely a community. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it really is. It's pretty fascinating to watch.
Hell yeah.
So I think we go call it right now. Nasty Native, Tony, do you guys have anything to say? A challenge, if you will.
Man, I'm gonna be watching y'all's fight this weekend, dude. I'm going against Shinigami, man. You always gain respect with people you fight, and you know that, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all both know that. It's just something that comes with it, man. So I'm hoping he gets the win, but also, brother, I'm hoping you guys have the best fight and may the best man win. It's gonna be
I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not gonna take nothing against it from y'all because y'all are part of that clique. But
Yeah.
like I said, I'm going in there with bad intentions, but with the nicest attitude after.
Hey, man, that's how you got to do it, bro. Seriously, that's how you gotta do it.
And ain't nobody, like, if you just pummel the dude, ain't nobody gonna hold it against you, man. Like I said, we love Shitty, but this is the fight game. People get fucked up sometimes.
Yes,
It
sir.
is what it is, you know.
Like I said, if I heard him as bad as Nasty Native did, and he's out on his feet, I promise not to hit him again.
Nice.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate you. Hopefully, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully it's him taking it easy on you, but we'll see what happens.
I'm not a betting man, but I bet that wouldn't be the best bet.
I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face anyway.
I love it, man. I love fight week, dude. I know how you got to be feeling, man. No matter.
Oh yeah, it's great, man. Like I say, coming back after a couple of years, my son's gonna be in the crowd, so daddy can't lose in front of the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey, brother.
absolutely.
I made my pro debut with my son there. I lost, but it was the greatest feeling to have him finally see. And I don't even know if he's gonna remember it, but having the pictures and all that, bro, it's gonna be memorable.
It's really
Can't
good.
wait.
Yep.
Hell
Yeah, Tony, thanks for joining, man. I really appreciate you chopping it up with us, bro.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Yep.
Y'all have a good one.
Best of luck,
Nasty
brother.
Native, you too.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
Yep, you have a good night, bro.
You off too, bro? We out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, bro. You have a good night, bub.
All right, later. So, tune in to the show tomorrow. I think you said Rise of a Warrior. I'm not sure exactly how to watch that fight, but I'm sure somebody can figure it out and post it. Sunshine. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night.